I am a chicken. Just in case you didn't know. Opening the thing. Here's the contest. And Elder Scrolls Online, which should have already been running, but isn't. Go. I'm wearing my Halloween shirt. Because it's Halloween, see? Kitty. What? Oh, you're my kitty. Come on. There we go. Old man just jumped up on my lap. You are welcome to stay, old man. Everybody knows. See? Old man, take a look at yourself. Literally, take a look at yourself. There's my boy. Old man Van Gogh. You just keep being cute. He's a good kitty. He really is a good kitty. I mean, as kitties go, he's one of the best. He's just standing. Usually he settles in and he'll start, he'll have a nice lay down and snuggle, and right now he's just standing, looking at you guys, looking at the floor or something. That's me though. At least you got to see a minute of Mr. Go. He's still here. I'll tell you when he moves. Okay, let's double check that I'm on. I mean, I'm assuming. But when you assume, you're a butt. Let's double check. I am here. Woot! Amazing. I did, in fact, index yesterday, so we're up to, hi Casserole, the 27th has been indexed, so I will be indexing again today, and we'll just be one day behind, which is nice because that doesn't often happen to us. Mew. Today, I intend to look at scary houses on NA, because we've already looked at the scary houses on EDU. I'm sure there's more, but we'll share. Doop-a-doop-a-doop. Let me find them. Horror and Macabre. Warcon. Trick or Treat. Coldharbour. Sorry I'm late. This is part of the illness. I just can't function. I'm super tired all the time. I wake up after a full night's sleep feeling exhausted. And I'm still exhausted, but at least I'm functional. Allow me to go live, sirs and madams. Lucifer's Lollipop. Alright, live stream. Go live. There we go. Old man Van Gogh, he just keeps standing. He's standing on my lap instead of sitting. And don't ask me about this one. Like, this one I just don't get. It could be this creepy chick. It's Halloween. Halloween. There. Oh, my sweater is always messing up this camera. Okay. Who's my squishy boy? You'll never see little Miss jump up here. She is not an affectionate cat, but Old Man is. Old Man definitely is. Potato. Boil them, mash them up, but put them in a shoe. I guess you is down, huh? Huh. Okay. Lots of stuff going on. All right. So here we are. Welcome to Lucifer's Lollipop. Enter if you dare. Warcon. Well, it certainly looks like a lollipop. I'll give him that. Let me unclick him. Coldharbour. If I knew how to spell Coldharbour. There it is. Well, we are going to dare, because what else do we have to do but dare? Yeah, sit down, Mr. Go, Mr. Go. Oh, see, he did actually eventually sit down. See, let me get to my camera. See, there's my boy. There's my Mr. Go. Oh, it's flickering bad, but you get the idea. He's a good boy. His name is Mr. Go, and an upstanding man is he. You can tell that song's not really about him. I'll be an avocado, though, while we're going up here. Hello! Wonder why they put the gold bits. Good afternoon! Oh, there's silver, too. Hi! This was the first I was feeling capable of doing the stream. The fact that I'm streaming at all is always a good thing. We are in Warcon's Coldharbour, which is apparently Lucifer's lollipop. I'll tell you, Lucifer is gonna have some issues, man. Because there's some metal in his lollipop. Somebody slipped some metal in there. Actually, that's a really good move with that antiquity. It makes it look like that there's like keyhole music that's being played through it. And I know it's pointing me the other direction, but I'd like to see. Wow, that's a really good fireplace. I'm just looking at scary houses today. There's so many. I do not have the list. I'm going off of open houses. So whatever, you know, people have opened them is what I'm gonna watch. Or look at. Also, I need to queue for Scale Caller. I've never done it before and I'm scared, so I thought if maybe you guys were around, I could do it. I don't know how hard it is. I don't know if there's like mechanics I should know, but here we go. Maybe you guys can help me with my dumbness. Dumbosity. Alright. Nice use of EHT in multiple places in here. By the way. That must be... I was just gonna say Calgrantid spitting out. That's too strong for anything else. And an orc. Ogre. Keep calling him an orc. He's not an orc. Interesting. Combinations. combinations. What's in here? Oh, so it's like a haunted house. We're inside the lollipop of Satan, which apparently is a haunted house. I mean, dead people storage is always such an issue. Oh, we've got another live hippogriff thing. Hello. Ah, we got to run over. Jeez. What's in here? Oh, treasure. Namira. Ah! I got gotted. They tricked me. Again. Jerks. I got killed. Well, I got caged. Trick-or-treating me with tricks. Jerk feets. Let me up. Let's do this again without falling in the stupid pit. Not going in the stupid pit. Alright, what's this way? I bet you it's another one of these, so maybe I'll avoid places. Okay, what's this? What's this? Ooh! Ooh! That's clever! Horrible, but clever. So they've got a blood fountain behind him. Sunk it into the wall. Looks good. Would you like some delicious demon? Or some ceiling meat? There is, in fact, ceiling meat in here. You ever go into a dungeon and you see something like this and it's like pork? Yeah, that ain't pork, okay? Whatever you say it isn't pork. Nobody gets me. Wait, there's another way to go, isn't there? No, I guess that's the way to go. Oh, maybe not. Ah! Poor people being squished. Very scary. It is! It's ceiling meat! I'm afraid of all of the carpets in this place. I'm like, I am not gonna fall down in your carpet trick again. Alright, arrow. 2. Ooh. Sideways kind of mazy thing. They thought of a lot of really clever tricks. Yeah, I don't like that Spidey. Now that really made me feel like I was crawling through a spider web. Look at how they did that. They attached it to basically a cave, so it made it feel like a full-on web. That is really well done. I'm going to cook now. I think we're getting near the top of the lollipop. Oh yes, I think we have teeth and a tongue. I think we're being eated. Because of course we are. This guy might want to use his tongue cleaner. He's got some weird growths. It can't be healthy. What's in here? Oh, more torture and death? Shocking. Shocking! More torture, death? What is... I have a feeling I'm missing something. Like a tricksy bit. So let's see. Oh, it's a bed. I didn't even realize it's a bed of... Ew. It's a bed of gross things. Flesh golems. Flesh golem bed. That's kind of twisted. But very scary house. Good job. I found it very scary. Abandoned workshop. Forsaken. Ysaria. All right, Ysaria's Forsaken. 348 items. No effects. I know there's a lot of other streamers on right now, so I'm not trying to compete with them, but I do owe you guys some streams. Hello! So I'm trying to, you know, even if you end up watching it later or not, at least you know I'm making the effort, right? Even if it's at the wrong time. I will get there. Promise. It's just one of those things. It's gonna take its time for me to get to the point where I can do that again. So, we've got all this spooky stuff on the outside. Let's go in. Ah! Run over. Don't run me over. Okay. So this house has a tremendous amount of land around it. And if it's your kind of thing, you might want to check out actually building on that space, because you could make a whole town in here and never use the house, or use the house. I don't care. I'm just pointing it out. Whoa. Oh, rubble. Rubble. I don't know that I thought that this place was empty on the inside, but then again, I probably just looked at the item count. Very strange. It's like it's been looted somehow? Or it's spooky and there's things flying up in the air. Azalea stone. Allow me to show you Mr. Go, who has decided that my lap is definitely the place to be. You can't really see him, huh? But that's Mr. Go right there on my lap. Being cute. I just wanted to share him with you. How cuddly he is. And now I'm going to be spooky. Spooky. Who's in cage? Very stressful bedroom. I'm not sure that I would want to sleep in there. He is a cutie. He's old. He's an old man. And the little girl always gives him shit. I've only had one other cat be this old. My Meadow lived to 20 years old. This guy's 17. So we try to spoil him as much as possible. Witch's hut. Robin knows they delve too deep. Whole Lunar Champion. He makes me happy because I know he's only snuggling because his dad's away. My husband is off in Milwaukee. His ex-girlfriend, who has been a lifelong friend since then, he dated her when he was like 17. I mean, we're not talking a recent thing. Thanks for the follow. We're looking at Robino's Scary House. It's a whole Lunar Champion. And it looks very creepy already. So he's off in Milwaukee doing that. And the reason why he's with her is because, two reasons. One, there is an IKEA in Chicago, or close to, on the way, I guess. There is no IKEA close to us. So he's going to IKEA with her to go pick up some things for both of our homes, you know. And then she's going across the border with him to the head shops to get some edibles for me. So, because of my pain issues, edibles work. Some days that's the only thing that gets me functional. So I cut it into quarters. I mean, it's barely enough to even, I don't often even feel anything mentally, but weird, like they delved too deep. Okay, I gotta remember that is the name. This is like a structure around the structure. So I'm alone today because that theoretically is going to take all day to do those 2 trips. And then they're gonna have dinner, and she's got a young kid, and she's newly single. Unfortunately, it's bad because like he's a friend too, so it's like you can't really be mad at it. Whoa, scary. Very well done. You can't really be mad at anyone when these things happen, when you're friends with both sides. So we just sort of try to stay out of it. You got me going. Hey, Lala. Where am I going? So yeah, it's this weird situation, but I trust him implicitly, and I don't think there's anything going on. He loves me. You guys see him around me. He's good to me. And you gotta have trust in marriage. Oh God, look at just the leggy sticking out. That's hilarious. Ah! Skull. There's some really good scary houses this year. A lot of fun tricks being done with them. This must be built down to the water. Yeah, here we are. And we'd get eated. We'd get eated. Yep, that was the point, to get eated. And it worked. I was hoping maybe there was another way I could have gone, but that's hilarious. They Delved Too Deep is the name of that house. By Robino. I'm literally at this point picking ones that are for scaries, but we will definitely be more careful because there's a lot of things here that are, we did go see that, scary but don't look like they're scary. Here we go. Ivory Crow, Sweetwater, the Old Manor. Everything is not as it seems in this once grand manor. I don't know if these were parts of the contest or not. Deltia's contest, because I haven't been following it. I have eyes again. Well, I always had eyes. I have the face again. Okay, we got some steam rising. Give me steam. He picked the winners. Yeah, but those are just his vote, aren't they? Oh, you mean Deltia did? I thought you meant J Hart. Do we know who it is? I hope he put it, did he put it on the forums? Let me check. No. This is... J Hart's contest. I don't have Deltia's winners. I don't know who they are. Oh, well, I didn't see it, so. He really should put it up somewhere. Oh, look at that! How cute! Zero's being displayed that way. That's so adorable. You do need a little more light in here. Otherwise, you don't get to see the cuteness of what you've done here. And I want to be able, everyone to be able to see. I think some of your lights aren't on. I think that's part of the problem. I bet you if all your lights are on, you'd be much better off. Yeah, that light's definitely off. Alley Toops and Research. Okay. Well, that makes sense. Both of them are good builders. I don't recall what either of them did. Ah, we can't make it in. Look. But you can peek through the windows, the mirror windows. Curtains and just see it. Oh, thank you. Let me go look. Am I okay to read it? Hey, Evil Bob. I'm gonna read it if you guys don't mind. First, Alley Toops. Second, Twerkules. Third, Research Monkey. Fourth, Boobin. Fifth, Zendara. Sixth, Perfectly Humble. Seventh, Palmy Palm. Eighth, Evil Bob. Congrats. And ninth, Triple Tie. Majestic One, Pandora Heart, and Wednesday Morning. Congrats to the winners. And those of you who didn't, hey, I still love you. More cake. More cake. More cake. Cake is delicious. I would love some cake. A good cake. Ah! Ooh! What on earth? This must be related to the summoning. There's some sort of summoning going on. Old man is on my lap. So here's a clever thing they did. I like when people use the red ivy as blood. Like triples of blood. Like what's going on in here, huh? That's another option, is using the rags. The bloody rags can be something. There's a kitchen. Oh dear, what are you doing? Why is the ghost on fire? More blood. Good way to block off a side of the room, but I suspect Yeah, I had a feeling. Well done. Good job. People are sneaky. Oh no! Somebody's bath was a little too hot. Oh, by the way, I'm queued for scale color because I don't know how to do it, and I thought you guys might be able to backseat drive if I do a terrible job. Never done it before, and I need it for that pledge thing. Interesting house. All right, so we want the south balcony. Whee, plop. I don't know if the rest of it has anything in it, but worth a look. I know a lot of people were really excited about Deltia's contest, so I want to congratulate everyone who helped run it, because you did a really good job of not only spreading the word, but really getting people hyped up about it. So I think that was kind of awesome. It's a really nice thing that you did all working together like that. It's super appreciated, I'm sure. And it's always a nice thing for the community too. Oh, I think we found another sneaky. To have something to, like, you know, everybody kind of interested in. Scary. And this was Ivory Crow. Then we have Spooky and Suspense, Grimnibulon, erstwhile. Hello. You can't really see very well, but that's Mr. Go sitting on my lap, being cute, because he is made of cute. So 681 out of 700. Lots of scary trophies. Oh, great. He is. He's not usually a lap kitty. He's on my lap because his daddy is gone for the day. Trust me when I say he's a daddy's boy. Wow. This is wild. He loves his dad. Back when Grant was alive, we each had a kitty. Aww. But now we have Sherry, who doesn't like anybody. It's not that she's not a cuddler. She will never sit in your lap. It's not that she's, that she hates people, but she's just not she doesn't get attached to people, really. She's like, whatever, about everything. It's kind of sad. I guess it's in like a whole home just split into pieces. Into something that kind of reminds me of the cave right before in Skyrim, close to the end, the cave that brings you to the other stuff. with the glowies and all that. I can't remember her name. Not Blackreach, but the one after that. The one with the poison flowers. I wonder if you could just do a reproduction of that one in here. That would be wild. If you think about it, I think it'd be totally possible. Now, I think everybody hates that part of the game, but, you know, whatever. Whee! Sploosh. Wee sploosh. Yeah, I'm just trying to get to the other side now. Yes, it's leading me to think about something that might help J-Heart financially. I was thinking about offering him some cash to co-host a couple of streams with me on his stream, kind of thing, so that he can help promote me, but his usual viewers would watch me with him and get to know me, is the hope. What is it, old man? Ah, you're stepping on my keys! Ah! I could see it. It's just something, I know he needs the money right now, and I'm just trying to think of a way that he could genuinely help me. That might be a way to do it. I have a job, which is why I always encourage you guys to support other streamers. It doesn't pay much, but it's a job. Really neat. Horror and Macabre. Naomi Marie's Gold Coast Retreat. Please remain a first person toggle walk and turn off nameplates. If you get stuck or die, respawn at the beginning. Alright, I can do that. Oh, I don't think he cares, if you know Ollie. He's said it multiple times. Storma dumped him. And he's got to move out because she's the breadwinner and it's her apartment and whatnot. So he's looking for support, and he's looking for you know, any contributions financially, and he's looking for just emotional support. He's not sure. They were together for 8 years, so I think it's been a really hard time for him. And all of us in the community are kind of trying to support him, and I'm thinking of ways of how I could give him money. Ooh. I don't know what's going on. Yeah, Arantir's pretty spectacularly talented. I don't know how this is working, but I feel like I'm walking up, like up. Ooh, you got a flicker. Naomi, you're gonna have to move one of these carpets up and one down. A pixel. They're fighting for pixels. But yeah. Ah. I wish there was some way I could help everybody, you know? With all of their issues. Ooh. Ooh, that's pretty. What a good idea. You know, it's like I really wanted to help Hammy when he needed a job, but there was nothing I could do. Because all the jobs I could hook him up with needed a car, and he didn't have one. You know, it just seems like every time I try to help people, it isn't really possible. Like, I wanted to help, I didn't realize it, but back when Storma and did my emotes, she actually made my emotes. But that was not gonna help J-Heart. That would help her, but it wouldn't help J-Heart. But she's super talented. I think she's quite the artist. I adore her emotes. Ah! Plop. You killed me. All right, second time we're not gonna just walk. Sorry. We're gonna move a little faster than that. I'm still queued. Because we went through it once at slow speed, so I think we're fine. If we take it a little faster. Do 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 do. Do 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 do. Do 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 do. All right, now which way did I go that was wrong? Not this way. Was it? How does one... I guess you're not supposed to go through that section. Chains. I'm confused. Oh, now I'm all turned around. I thought this was the... This is the fall part, I think. And I don't want that. I'm confused. This is the way we came, I think. Yeah, we came up the skelly hands. Is this the end of the road? No turn here. Red, I believe, is the fall down. Green you can't go through. Green you can't go through. Green you can't go through. Red. Green you can't go through. Can't get through it. Okay. So we have to go the fall way. And maybe we figure out a way to get around it. Like hug the wall. Nope, hugging the wall didn't work. Let's look up. I don't know that I'm going to be able to do that. If you guys are interested, this is Naomi Marie's Varlasavea. I am not good at mazes. I'm not really comfortable with them, so if you wish to visit it, come check it out. Wraithhome, Tasmere, researching Daedric arts, looking for a well-equipped laboratory, experimenting? Torments R Us is for you. Even has a bedroom for those long sessions waiting for lightning to strike. Okay then. this is a more appropriate face for where we are right now. Oh, I should do my collar. Just in case my dungeon pops. Alright, so the alchemy room. I mean, I guess the whole place is an alchemy place from what she was writing. Oh, look at that. It's almost like a painting on its side like that. That's clever. That is a good idea. Oh, whoa, we got some nodules. You may want to get that checked out. Get those removed from your thyroid right away. Really nice way of doing arrow work with something that's like basically free slots. What are we doing up here? Oh, we're walking across, okay. Thank you for connecting those. It is fiery and terrifying, though. Interesting room. That must be the room for waiting for lightning to strike. Hello, Macarin. We did one of your homes yesterday. It's on the stream yesterday, which is uploaded but not indexed, but will be indexed today. We're on NA now. I should be doing EU again tomorrow. I forget which house it was, though, because I'm a terrible person. Oh, look at the snacks. That's a cool thing. I like that. Oh, and this is almost like a... what's the word? Offering? No. Shrine. That's the word I was looking for. Shrine. Alright, folks. You gotta help me. If I do anything wrong, I need to know. I've never done this before, and it's my... it's my pledge, and I don't want to F it up for people. Okay. You never know. Thank you. Although the name of one of these people strikes me as I may have problems with this. So I found a sneaky trick for how to sorry. I found a sneaky trick for how to stay in the dungeon after people leave and let you have as much time as you need to look at stuff. I have an alt account. If you have an alt account or a friend who's willing to do it, as soon as people start leaving the group, invite them. And the clock won't start ticking because you still have a group member. They do have to port in though. So, that I thought probably wouldn't work if you don't have ESO Plus or the stuff like that on your alt account, but it's an option. I just hate it that it closes before I can go back and pick up the books or read stuff or figure things out. It really annoys me. I don't know if it bothers you guys, but there's no story mode, so at very least, let me go back and look at stuff, right? I shouldn't have to have a workaround for it, but there we are. If I'm ever on and you want me to do that for you, I will, happily. Just ask me and I'll group you so that you can look at everything in the dungeon. Anything I should know about this one? Like weird mechanics in this dungeon so that I don't get somebody else killed? I was looking them up the other day to learn them, but I couldn't retain it. Man, I am so glad I'm done with law school before I got this memory issue. Or shit, it would have been bad. Oh, that's nice. Did he like it? Oh, he's been in a weird mood, so maybe he didn't say anything, but I do want you to know that I will look at it for sure. But I hope he liked it. Warzone has targeted me with a snow trimmer. I'm assuming I need to stay out of it. Oh, great! Great, great, great. I'm glad to hear it. Rheumatoid gained massive ball. Finish the other Ogre. I disrupted. I disrupted. You mean in the in your Matison? I think I try to not miss details very hard, but I'm human, unfortunately. And I do miss them sometimes, but I'm always willing to go back if I miss something. In fact, I would prefer it if you would ask me to go back if I miss something, because it bothers me to not show people's work the way that they want it to be seen. So don't ever feel bad about that if I mess up. Is this right? I guess it's right now. Oh, look, I finished an endeavor. We're gonna go back to doing houses after this. This is my pledge, and I was scared to do it offline because I feel like you guys would speak up if I did something wrong, and uh-oh. Interesting. So they have a guy with us who's basically telling us the strat. This Jorel guy is basically saying, do this, do that, essentially. But he's not being specific enough for me. Oh shit. There we go. friend, an ally has been turned to stone. How do I free them? Free them? Use free ally. There we go. I got it. Hello, Neo Karasu. Karasu. This is the only dungeon we're doing today. It is just because I wanted help. And you guys are awesome. And always willing to help. And I appreciate it. Destroy the stone orb that's freed itself. Okay, I could do that. Also, my DPS is terrible, by the way. An ally is turned to stone. Free them. Okay. Stop. Yeah, I'm trying to get him, but that guy got turned to stone. And I had to free him. Eliminate it. All right, you got it. It is eliminated. Hey, that wasn't so bad. Thanks, guys. All right, up we go. Why am I feeling like there should be a book here somewhere? Penitent Brute. Never heard of it. Who the hell is spitting at me? All right. Yep, there was a book in there and I missed it. Bah! Humbug. Goragar! Wow, he died quick. Lee. Tank down. What the fuck? Why is the tank down? We're not even fighting anything. What is that? Spit stuff. Huh? What is going on in here? Oh, it's Nereids. Of course it is. I hate harpies. Doesn't it though? That's a great name for it. Sorry about the dungeoning, but it's something I think that I've been doing because the game was starting to lose interest for me because I was so sick. It's like not enough to draw me back, but having something new in it for the event, I probably won't do them after the event, but having something new in them for the event is always a nice thing. What is going on? I don't understand what's going on in this place. A gag. Ooh, a whole rubidite belt with no stats. How nice of them.
Watch out for this one. She must be the giant's matriarch. Watch out. You won't survive the matriarch's swing.
I would like to point out the name of one of the members of this group right now is Cucker Tarlson. Just saying. Oh Lord, this ain't good. I don't know what I'm doing. Okay, which geyser? It's not this one. Or it is. There we go. Yay! I can't decide whether he likes or dislikes Tucker Carlson based on his name.
Yet another reason to wipe the temple clean of this repugnant cult.
While I agree.
The tank's down again. From what? What is up with this tank? He keeps insta-dying, but I don't even see an enemy. That's some funny shit. I am so confused. So confused. What? Wait, huh? Did somebody just... Oh my god, I'm so confused. Oh well. Is this a DLC? The scale caller? Like, I don't even know. Because it seems the DLC ones are always a little bit harder than the regular ones. Oh, blessings. This must be a periite thing. Not like you get to read the quests or anything.
Seems like these cultists have as much of an affinity for the dead dragon priest as you do, Rheumatoid. They keep invoking her name.
Ah, you would think these cozies would just worship a Daedric prince, like any sensitive couple.
I am so baffled. Do you guys not do dungeons? I thought I was the only one who didn't do dungeons. What is this, leapfrog over here? Oh noes, what is going on? There they are. Oh, So that's all I've been doing is pugging them because I would never do veteran. If I did veteran, it would have to be with people I'm friends with because I will never be that bad, but in front of others. But the reality is that for the pugs, during the event, it's just everybody's a pug, really. I never played with other people. I'm... shit. Thank you, healer.
Ela, hold. Let them take care of this one. I need you and Lotus to hold off any reinforcements.
Fine, but our deal still stands. After their leader is felled, I want my payment.
My Sovngal. Let's just focus on bashing in some heads, yeah?
I have no idea what to do. I'm assuming she's gonna shoot shit out of these containers on the ground. Why else would she have them? Where's he? It appears that what I think is happening is he's throwing antidotes down, and you have to go stand on them to get them. The question is, where are they coming out of? Lowers the health I receive. Okay. I thought that was the antidote. Okay. Drama and spicy going on. Come on, die. So we can move on. Thank you.
She'll kill you all. The arc, the scale color. Will.
That the leader would have it.
He was leading them, I'm afraid. My friends.
I can't. Is anybody, Azalea, are you part of, Tamriel United? You are, aren't you? If anyone is a member of Tamriel United, tell me.
I rule over this mountain. No matter. This mountain shall be your prey, just as it was mine. Your bones
trying to figure... Ollie, you are. Ollie, aren't you a member of Tamriel United? Destroy a simulacrum to disrupt the spell? What's the simulacrum? I don't understand. Ah! That must be the simulacrum. Okay. Where's the big shield bubble? I don't see a big shield bubble. Ah, that! Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Bye, Zan. Yay, we're done! Alright. Hold on one moment. Omni Godslayer.
After all that we've been through, your dream is
Checking something.
I pray one day you see that.
Some drama. Thank you. He is not on this list. Okay. Okay. So, where do I turn this in? Right here? Yeah.
So that was a dragon priest with the cult of...
Oh, done!
But you'll never
Oh, I can, huh? Nice to know.
his pestilence,
Excellent.
and this one shall know its blessing.
I do want to ask this guy, though, like, about his name.
May you suffer in a...
Right, I don't plan on doing it again. Sorry, I don't understand why people gotta pick a fight with somebody who's obviously a troll. Oh, there's no more books.
Let's see what's around the next bend.
Okay, now we're done. Let's go to Rotwood and turn it in. Yay! Thank you guys. I really appreciate that. Much appreciated. Does anybody want me to look at their Halloween house
Cities are as
that I haven't looked at?
fickle and uncertain as people. Some are good, some are bad. Some give you gifts, others rob you blind.
Speak to me, child.
Alright, we're gonna turn this in, if I knew how. I went the total wrong way. It's always a problem where there's drama in your guilds while you're streaming. Because it's like you kind of have to get involved even though you kind of don't want to.
No boils? In my experience, you know. I never
Okay, now houses. More houses. I've done a wraithhome. Pommy Pom. This must be for the contest. We did an erstwhile. Two ones that we haven't seen yet. Woobin. We'll do Woobin's Shallowed Earth. Yeah, I've seen people do lava with them. Thanks for putting up with that. That dungeon. That's not what I normally do. Okay. That is an eyeball and an iris and an everything else. That is creepy as hell. I wonder if I have rights to boot people. Hey, is J Hart streaming? He is, isn't he? Can one of you tell him that he needs to check in with Spicy right now? We need him to ban someone. Just say Stabby needs you to ban someone. I can explain it to him later, but I know he's okay with... Is this the whole thing? This eye? I mean, not that I have a problem with it, but I don't know if there's more to it. Oh, you can go in it. Oh, wow. Creepy. Did anyone get a hold of him? He's streaming. We need someone to ban in the game from his guild. We need him to ban, and this is kind of urgent because the guy is escalating quickly. We can explain it to him later, but if he could please ban this fellow ASAP, and then I can explain it to him later. Tell him, please ban that guy now. and I will explain it to him in detail later. Gosh, I can't figure out where to go. Thank you. Much appreciated. I apologize for this. It's just, I don't usually... Omnigod Slayer, the one I just typed in chat. Yeah. He's starting problems. Things are just walking around in here. I'm trying to, get, you know, when you're trying to stream, but I always keep one eye on the guilds because you never know. And I'm actually an officer on Spicy, even though I don't have kicking rights. He should give more of us kicking rights. I mean, we're trustable, right? Does this have a further way to go in? Or is this it? With him, it's impossible to tell with woobs. Thank you. It's all handled. Thank you, guys. Awesome. Thank you so much. I appreciate that you guys were able to get a message through to him because I never... It's hard to do multiple things like that while you're streaming. Wow, look at these walls. The colors are just outrageous. Is that an effect? That's not an effect. What is that water from? Alright, after this one, I'm going to call it because it appears J-Heart's doing Spooky Feasts, which is one of his contests. In fact, I may just come back to this one because I'm a little confused by it. So what we'll do is I'll pull the contest and raid off to Jay so that he can do his Spooky Feasts. I appreciate it so much. All the help you guys gave me. Pick a winner. And the winner is Neo Karasu. Are you on NA? Well, I want to give it proper attention then, because I'm not giving it proper attention right now. Because I'm confused and just sort of discombobulated. Alright, I'll get a hold of Neo Karasu later, but here we go. Off to J-Heart.
Looks right. Continuing with our Spooky Feast contest. We just finished PCEU.